Here's a conversation reflecting on Chapter 14, Reclaiming What Culture Forgot.
Today we're digging into a really fascinating idea from the source material, the lens that changes everything. And the central thought here isn't that we need to find, new answers to our problems.
No, not at all.
It's that we need, and this is a quote, a new way of seeing those problems in the first place. If you've ever felt just out of sync with the world, this is for you.
And it connects right back to the history of civilization itself. The book makes this point in Chapter 14 that we didn't drift off course because of some huge mistake.
Oh, that's interesting. So it wasn't a failure.
Not a failure, no. It was because something else began to work better. Or at least it seemed to. Things that prioritize scale and measurement. It reminds me of that Proust quote, the real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes.
That sets up our exploration perfectly then. Let's try to uncover what those essential human things were that we accidentally pushed aside for the sake of scale. And maybe why just trying harder as individuals never seems to fix these bigger structural issues.
Well, the drift really began when societies got bigger, much more complex. To manage it all, you have to prioritize things you can control, things you can standardize.
Right. The things you can put on a spreadsheet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the core human traits, cooperation, creativity, that deep connection, and something the source calls shared regulation, they just don't fit that model.
Okay, hold on. Shared regulation. That sounds a little academic.
It does, yeah.
Can you break that down for us? What does that actually mean?
It's basically how groups of people naturally sort of monitor and balance their collective emotional state.
Yeah.
How we manage stress together almost unconsciously.
I see. A kind of social immune system.
A good way to put it, because that and all those other capacities were just too messy to measure. They got deprioritized.
And that's where the cost comes in. The book argues it wasn't a loss of human potential, but the suppression of our baked-in human capacity. These systems didn't vanish. They're still in us.
It just became impractical.
Like, impractical. Because efficiency became the main goal. And these things are... well, they're not always efficient.
And that right there is the core of why individual effort so often fails. When our capacities are being held down by the structure itself, all our attempts to fix things, self-help, seminars.
The try harder model.
Yes, the act better command. It's focused on correcting individual behavior.
But the environment is working against us the whole time. So for anyone listening, this is a huge moment. The failure isn't you.
It's structural.
It's structural. If the underlying lens, the rules of the game stays the same, all you can ever do is manage symptoms. You can't actually get back to alignment.
So if behavior is just a downstream symptom, then the answer can't be trying to improve the individual.
It has to be something else.
It has to be restoration. We have to start by restoring the conditions that allow our innate human capacities to work the way they're designed to.
So it's about fixing the environment, not the person.
Precisely.
So what does that look like, this restoration, this creating room?
Well, think about cooperation. It returns when an environment supports trust over, say, cutthroat competition.
I can picture that. That one brilliant person in a meeting who just shuts down the second they feel like they're being graded.
Exactly. Or creativity. It comes back when we're allowed to just express things without an immediate demand for it to perform or be profitable.
So nothing new needs to be added to us.
Nothing at all. We just need the room for our natural systems to come back online.
And this isn't some grand, abstract political goal. The book says it's quietly personal.
It is. It starts wherever you are, wherever you can create that little bit of room.
Which brings us to a really provocative final thought. The source mentions that we absorbed this whole civilizational lens, these rules, long before we even have language.
It's that deep. It's pre-verbal.
So the deepest work isn't about joining a movement or waiting for a new policy. It starts with shifting your own individual lens. So the question to leave with everyone is this. If behavior is just a symptom, what small room can you create this week to see if one of those suppressed capacities like expression without any performance demand just starts to naturally reemerge on its own?
Thanks for listening. Before moving on, take a pause and read the next chapter. The conversation for that chapter will be waiting here when you're ready.